Mistake number 12. Waiting to be given what you want. I frequently hear women express disappointment over not having their needs met without having to ask. I don't get it. Ever hear the saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease? On the other hand, if you're one of those people who, no matter what they're given, it isn't enough, you might find people resisting your constant requests. Still, more often, women are made to feel like they're asking for too much when in fact, they're not. If you won't ask, you don't risk hearing no, but you also won't get what you want. The most obvious examples of this come when women finally get up the nerve to ask for a raise. They are frequently made to feel they're doing something wrong or have no right to ask for what is rightfully theirs. Having worked in human resources for many years, I know that men take care of their own needs, but will often minimize what women are worth or owed. As of this writing, on average, full-time working women earn $36,931 compared to men's $47,715 US. As mentioned earlier, the figures are even bleaker for African American women and Latinas. Although part of this discrepancy is clearly due to discrimination, and another reason is the fact that women gravitate toward lower paying jobs, it's largely true because these enfranchised groups are less likely to ask for what they want. A client once called to tell me that she hadn't received the same signing bonus everyone else had already gotten as the result of transferring to a newly formed department. I inquired as to why she thought this happened, as people often do. When confronted with a situation they don't understand, she made up a story in her head that it must have something to do with not being respected or just treating her as if she were invisible. It bothered her so much that she was losing sleep over it. Obviously, she needed to do something about it, but she was hesitant to rock the boat. After much discussion, we scripted out what she should say or what she could say to her human resource manager to find out about the missing bonus. The way she wanted to put it was to ask whether she was entitled to a bonus. Typical girl behavior. Never assume you're entitled to something you've been promised. My tip to her was not to ask, but to assume she was entitled to the bonus and find out why she hadn't received it. Essentially, she went in and said, "My signing bonus wasn't in my check for the past 2 pay periods, and I'm wondering when I can expect to receive it." Lo and behold, it had nothing at all to do with respect or being a woman. He had made a mistake. Of all the people who had transferred over, she was the only one who was due a performance review and annual raise within the next several weeks. He decided to wait on giving her the bonus so that he could do all the paperwork at one time. When her performance review was postponed because of the new assignment, though, he had forgotten to put in for the bonus. If she hadn't asked, she would have continued to be distracted by and lose sleep over this apparent slight. The lesson for her was twofold. First, rather than make up a negative story, get the facts. And second, don't wait to be given what's owed to you. Ask for it. For the coaching tips, number 1, mentally prepare requests in advance. Think about what you want and why you want it. When asking, be direct, straightforward, and accompany each request with 2 or 3 legitimate reasons why you should be given what you've requested. Try using the Descript method provided under Mistake 91. So here's the Descript method from Mistake 91. Letter D for describe why you're having the conversation. Letter E for explain in behavioral terms how you see the situation and elicit from the other person his or her perceptions. S for show that you've heard what's been said and specify what you want to see happen. And C, tie the desired behavior to consequences. Moving on to coaching tip number 2, consider the value of using the negotiation technique of fait accompli. That is, couch your request in the form of a statement. For example, rather than say, "I'd like to ask for an additional $10,000 for next year's training budget," say, "I've added $10,000 to the training budget. Additional staff and new technology account for the increase." Number 3. Read Her Place at the Table, A Woman's Guide to Negotiating 5 Key Challenges to Leadership Success by Deborah Kolb, Judith Williams, and Carol Frolinger. The authors describe common negotiation problems encountered by women and give realistic suggestions for how to overcome them. The book also eliminates some of the hidden agendas that often accompany trying to get what you want. Number 4. Separate being liked and getting what you deserve. If you ask for what you deserve in an appropriate way and you're suddenly not liked because of it, someone is just yanking your chain and hoping you'll acquiesce to his or her expression of displeasure. Number 5. Carefully choose your times for asking for what you want or deserve. Asking for a raise after layoffs is not a good idea, nor is asking for a transfer to another department in the middle of a crucial project. It will make it look like you're trying to get out of work. Timing is everything in life. Make sure you time your requests.